What's up, guys? So today we have yet another Walton review for you, and I know we've been doing a lot of Walton products back to back, but the thing is the company's releasing so many devices, and since we do have access to them, I just want to get over with them and get them through very fast. So for today we have the review of the Walton Primo HM2, and in my background we're having a cricket match going, so you might hear some music and some commentary, but ignore that for the rest of the duration of this review. Thanks. I don't want to waste time behind an unboxing, so I just took out all the components here for you guys to see. So along the left we have the micro USB cable, and under it we have the user manual. Along with that we have the warranty card, the box, the wall adapter, a given OTG cable, and a nice pair of headphones. The main selling point of the Primo HM2 is arguably the design. Given that this is a budget-minded smartphone, that's what's really going to attract every smartphone buyer. Now, some of the highlights of the design are the 7.9mm thin body, as well as a 150-gram weight. Other than that, along all sides of the smartphone are these metallic dual bezels. Now it's found on both the top and bottom side and gives a very nice and attractive look to the device itself. On the back of the smartphone, the camera also has a metal ring around it. Other than that, even the buttons are metallic and have very good travel and very good responsiveness. Starting with the front of the device, we have the front-facing camera along with the proximity sensor and speakerphone up top, and on the bottom we have a row of capacitive keys that look a little bit different and have a bluish backlit. Around the back of the device near the bottom is where the speaker grill lies, and this back is made of plastic. And as I mentioned before, you can see on top, the camera has a very nice metal ring around it. Let's take a look at the bottom of the device, and as you can see over here, the micro USB port is positioned a little bit off center towards the right hand side, as you can see right now. Now up top is where we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and that's really where I like my headphone jacks. Very nice. And so that's it for the design.
The back of the device is obviously removable, and the battery is not. Now you may think this is strange to have a removable back but not a non-removable battery, but this is what is required to keep the device so slim. The sealed-in battery allows for the power pack to be 3000 mAh whilst not adding to the thickness.
The display of the HM2 is one of the highlights of the smartphone, and again one of the reasons why you should buy it. Now there's a 1280 by 720 pixel unit, and it is an IPS LCD panel. Now one thing I'd like to mention about this device is that colors look very nice. As you can see in this image where there are a lot of color variations, things look very good and accurate. Viewing angles on this display aren't bad either, but here in this outdoor scenario it might not be doing justice. Other than that, I'd like to mention that the brightness also goes very high and very low, so I could get videos of it outdoors like this, and I could use it comfortably indoors at night when there was very low light. Other than that, due to this being an IPS panel, contrast is also very nice. And if you take a look at this dark region over here, things look very good and very black. And that's something that's very characteristic of these particular smartphones. We're starting off the performance section with the Antutu benchmark score, and as you can see, we have a score of 19,061, which is very respectable. Other than that, we have 1GB of built-in RAM, a MediaTek 6582 processor clocked at 1.3 GHz. This is quad-core, by the way. And we also have a Mali 400 GPU. As you can see, some of the other specifications are mentioned here as well. We do have 8GB of built-in storage, which is microSD expandable, so no need to worry about that. Now I'm going to go into the gallery and show you the screenshot that I took from my Geekbench score, because I have to run the benchmark again. And as you can see, a very decent score, very respectable, and you will see soon within the performance part where I do play the game that this is decent enough and good enough to get you through some intensive gaming without much issues. So we're taking a look at Asphalt 8, and I'd like you to, as usual, take note of how the speakers work and how the game performs in general. So let's max this out and wait for the game to start. As you saw throughout the entire gameplay, things went very smoothly, and I didn't run into any issues regarding frame skipping or lagging. But sometimes when you're playing for an extended or prolonged period of time, or when you're playing, suppose, online, or maybe even if you're playing an even more intense game than this, you will sometimes see a few frame skips, but that's nothing very bad, or it's nothing that's going to make you feel like wanting to quit the game. So all in all, the performance is excellent. For software, we have Android 5.0 Lollipop on board, and as you may know, Lollipop is by far my most favorite version of Android till date, even though it does have some small bugs here and there. Now the flavor of Lollipop that we have over here is very near stock. As you can see, the launcher over here is not absolutely stock Lollipop, rather than it looks kind of like KitKat, but other than the launcher itself, everything else is like Lollipop. As you can see, when I'm scrolling through the recent apps here, Lollipop. When I'm pulling down the notifications, pure Lollipop, no difference over here. The only difference is in the launcher itself. And to my experience, this launcher has worked very fluidly and has done a really good job in terms of maintaining constant frames per second as per the demands of Lollipop itself. Everything is nice and smooth, and just using this device feels very good purely because of how smooth Lollipop itself is. The coolest part about the software package over here is that of gestures. Now Walton has branded them as black gestures, and don't get me with the name, it's their choice. I don't even know why that came up. But my favorite gesture is obviously the double tap to wake, so simply double tap on the screen, and there we go, you get the lock screen. Now you can change the gestures over here in the settings menu and just go to black gesture. And here we have a wide range of gestures that can be programmed to your own choice. And there are even a few that you can customize completely, so you can choose these to launch applications or maybe do a particular shortcut, whatever, etc. Now in my experience, the usage of these gestures has been very good. They did not accidentally go off in my pocket and have worked every single time that I did try them, so I'm very pleased. By now, everybody should be familiar with this camera interface. We have your basic shooting modes here like panorama, live photo, beauty mode, etc, etc. And up top over here we have smile detection, HDR, flash, and changing the camera to between the front and rear camera. Shutter here, camera, video here, settings, and you can just quickly swipe over to get into the photos itself, and we'll do that a bit later. So first things first, let's take a look at how long it takes to take an image, and as you see, the shutter speed is actually quite nice. Now on the rear, the main camera is an 8 megapixel BSI sensor, and the front camera is a 5 megapixel selfie camera, which is also a BSI sensor. So that basically means that low light images should be better than normal. Now as this is 8 megapixels, it's not really the best idea to zoom into photos because you're going to get a bit of graininess. But other than that, so long as you don't crop into the photos or anything, things look very nice, and I really like this camera over the entire time that I used it. Even low light performance was quite surprisingly nice. Here are some samples of the photos that it took. As you can see, color accuracy is very good, and here's actually a picture of the cricket match I was telling you guys about a while ago. So yeah, colors look very nice, and you can see there's a good bit of accuracy in the images. Ignore my weird selfie. Now these were taken in low light situations, and I was very surprised with the quality that the camera produced. Just as I mentioned, don't zoom into these. Now the front facing camera is not bad either. It's a 5 megapixel unit as I mentioned, and basically that means your selfies are going to be really good. So if you want to upload things to, for example, I don't know, Instagram or Facebook, this is going to be absolutely fine for you. It's conclusion time, and do I have a conclusion for you? Today I'm keeping things short and simple, and I'm just going to go over the summary of the Primo HM2. Now first of all, this is a budget-minded smartphone as I mentioned in the beginning of this review, and it costs Taka 9,990, right? Correction, the price is actually 9,440 Taka from Walton stores, but if you buy it online, you're going to get it for 8,968 Taka. So get it online. I mean, save some money. Why just buy it at the store? Now, the price is definitely the main highlight of this device, but what really makes this particular smartphone special is that the design is very nice. You have a very nice and thin profile, good build quality, and the camera is also very good. Just don't zoom into the pictures because it's an 8 megapixel unit. The selfie camera is also very nice, and we have an LED notification, so I'm pretty happy about that. All in all, the Walton Primo HM2 was a device that was very pleasurable to review because of the great software experience and felt very nice when it was in my pocket. The only reason I would recommend this device is if you're on a budget and you want to get something that's worth the value of the money. thank you for watching our review. We uploaded the written component of this review earlier before the video, so you can go ahead and check it in the link in the description below. Other than that, please check our Facebook page, like and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel because that really helps a lot. Thanks.